Irwin Curry's new online show, My Story, My Truth, took the internet by storm, gaining millions of views within just hours of release. Her face didn't show calmness, but rather a strange pride, like someone finally freed from years of silence. In the first episode, Irwin opened up about parts of her life that people had only speculated about before. She said, "I was the woman everyone blamed, but no one truly listened to. I wanted love, but all I received was hatred." Some viewers felt sympathy, while others called her selfish. But one thing was certain: Irwin was no longer staying quiet. Meanwhile, Martell Holt sat alone in his living room, holding the same old phone where Irwin's messages once appeared. Reading each word from the past reopened his old wounds. One question echoed in his head: was I really that bad? His business had collapsed, contracts were gone, and the media now called him a fallen star. Everything in his life seemed to be ending, yet his heart still gravitated toward Irwin's words. Deep down, he knew her show was just the beginning. The real storm hadn't even started. Melody Shari also watched the episode. Her face tightened for a moment, but then she calmly turned off her phone. She told herself, if I react, the fire will only grow. Watching her children play, she whispered, I can't go back there anymore. But destiny had other plans. The next day, a major magazine headline read, Irwin Curry, Truth or Drama? Once again, the media tied all three of them, Irwin, Martell, and Melody, into one complicated story. As Irwin's show grew in popularity, the second episode revealed more personal parts of her and Martell's relationship. She said, I gave up everything for this man, even my dignity, but when I tried to tell the truth, the world silenced me. Her words spread like wildfire. Social media turned against Martell. Hashtags demanding accountability for men started trending. Melody, on the other hand, released a new song titled, I Turned My Wounds into Light. Fans saw it as a statement of strength and healing, but Irwin's followers called Melody a coward, someone afraid to face reality. This disagreement ignited a silent online war between the two women. One night, Martell scrolled through old messages while drinking. He came across one from Irwin. If you ever lose me, remember, I won't come back. Those words stabbed his heart. Maybe it really is too late, he murmured. The next morning, his name was plastered across every news site. The third episode of My Story, My Truth had dropped, and Irwin claimed, Martell trapped me in a web of lies. He made promises he never kept. Even Martell's closest friends began to distance themselves. Irwin told her friend, see, truth always finds its way. But deep down, she knew this wasn't just about justice. It was also about revenge. Alone at night, she whispered, I didn't want revenge, but they pushed me to this point. Melody uploaded a joyful video with her children, but behind that smile was exhaustion. Fans praised her calmness, calling her the true winner, but Irwin feared Melody might still have more secrets to reveal. Martell's lawyer suggested suing Irwin, but Martell refused. He said, if I do that, she'll only get more toxic attention. But his silence, however, was seen by the public as weakness. A few days later, Irwin released a teaser. Next time, I'll show proof that will open everyone's eyes. That single sentence shook Huntsville. Speculation ran wild that Irwin had messages or videos that could destroy Martell's image. He spent the night sleepless, scrolling through old texts, wondering what evidence she could possibly have. If this is the end, he said quietly, then I'll be the one to write it. The city held its breath as the next episode premiered at 3 p.m. Irwin appeared on screen, eyes burning with a mix of pain and vengeance. Today, she said, I will reveal what's been hidden for years. She held up her phone and displayed messages from Martell, messages where he confessed his love for her, admitted he stayed with Melody only for the children, and promised to one day leave everything behind. The internet exploded. Some praised Irwin's bravery, others accused her of invading Martell's privacy, but she didn't care. I buried these messages in my heart for years, but now the world must know. I didn't live in the shadow of lies." Martell was devastated. He threw his phone against the wall and yelled, "How could she do this?" Outside, reporters swarmed his home. Some called him manipulative, others pitied him. Melody, meanwhile, sat in her studio, lost in thought. Her manager said, "People want your response." Melody simply replied, "Sometimes silence is the loudest answer." But inside, she was breaking. Every revelation reopened her wounds. The headlines screamed, "Love and Marriage Huntsville, the truth unfolds." Soon after, Carlos King invited all three to a televised special. Irwin and Martell agreed immediately. Melody refused at first, saying, "Truth doesn't need fame." But later, after thinking about her children, she changed her mind. When the day arrived, the lights flashed, cameras rolled, and the three walked into the studio. Irwin appeared first in deep blue, confident as ever. Martell followed, tired, regretful. Then came Melody in white, calm and graceful. Melody broke the silence. Destroying others isn't how we reclaim our dignity. Irwin paused, then said softly, "Maybe you're right, but I also deserve to live." Martell's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," he said publicly, for the first time. The audience erupted in emotion. For the first time, truth and pain shared the same stage. After the show, Melody left quietly, but Irwin stayed behind. "Maybe now," she whispered, "I'll finally learn how to live." The next day, clips from the episode flooded the internet. People cried, argued, and applauded. One thing was clear: the truth had finally come out. But Irwin didn't realize how heavy the price of truth would be. 2 days later, she received a chilling message. "You've said enough. Stay quiet or else." She froze, wondering if it was a coincidence or a real threat. Then she said, "I'm not afraid anymore." That night, she called her friend Natasha. "In the next episode," she said, "we're exposing everything." Meanwhile, Martell's world kept crumbling. Sponsors left, friends disappeared. Alone and ashamed, he opened his journal and wrote, "I lost control of my story. Now I'll reclaim it." He decided to write a book called Me, Love, and Sin, confessing his mistakes but showing his growth. Irwin's show, on the other hand, had become a full-blown movement, giving voice to countless women. But with fame came danger. She began receiving threats, seeing shadows outside her home. The police warned her to be cautious. Still, she declared on air, "If telling the truth is a crime, I'll commit it again." Her courage went viral. When Martell's upcoming book made headlines, Irwin was furious. She said, "He wants to rewrite the story his way," announcing she'd read excerpts on her next show. The day the book launched, Martell said, "I'm not here to attack anyone. I just want to tell my truth." But when Irwin read lines from it on air, including, "I never truly loved Irwin," she broke down. "You can't wash away lies with another lie," she cried. The next morning, tragedy struck. Irwin's car had crashed. Huntsville went silent. Some called it an accident. Others whispered revenge. In the hospital, Irwin survived. She said, "I'm alive because my truth still lives." Martell visited her bedside, tears in his eyes. "I didn't come to argue," he said softly. "I came to apologize." Irwin managed a faint smile. "Maybe our story isn't over," she whispered. Days later, as Irwin recovered, Martell stayed by her side. The media speculated endlessly. Was the crash an accident or a setup? Melody, now traveling for her foundation work, told reporters, "I can't be happy about anyone's pain, but sometimes pain wakes people up." Her words became headlines. Soon after, Irwin told Martell she had seen a black car following her for days before the crash. Martell hired a private investigator named Derek, who found that the SUV near the accident had fake plates registered to someone from the show's staff. "It came from inside," Derek said. The truth shocked Martell. He called Irwin immediately. They met in secret, and she broke down, realizing the fight had grown far beyond her. "This isn't just about us anymore," she said. Melody also decided to speak out, posting a video. "If truth is on the line, I won't stay silent." The video reignited chaos. That night, Arionne saw the same black SUV outside her home again. Her power went out. Terrified, she called Martell, but his phone was off. Then came a knock. "It's Derek," said a voice. Derek rushed in with a file. "Someone made a move against you," he warned. Inside were documents showing that the night of the crash, the insurance for Arionne's show had been filed in her name, signed by Martell. Arionne was stunned. "No, this can't be true." Tears filled her eyes. "He used me." Martell, unaware, was out of town when Derek called. "You need to go to Arionne's house now," Derek urged.